Dice Company contains fantasy violence, mature themes, and unapologetic bickering. No feelings were hurt in the making of it, but listener discretion is advised. Dice Company will always be free, but it's not free to make. Please consider supporting us on Patreon or Apple Podcasts and get access to our weekly roundtable show Extra Roll. Just follow any of the links in the show notes for this chapter.
The streets of Lunadine mutter in the dark. In a square off the centre of town, a tall, twisted townhouse sits in darkness. 2 bounders stood guard at the entrance, and on the top floor, light emanates from tall windows. It's a study. It smells of candle wax and smoke. Firelight rolls over carved shelves and long velvet curtains, over portraits of dead nobles with cold eyes and thin mouths. At the centre of the room sits Astrid of the Shadow Vanguard, beside a chessboard of black stone and pale ivory. She is playing both sides. The pieces are unusual. The kings wear crowns of twisted silver. The knights ride beasts without eyes. The pawns are the ugliest of them all. Tiny kneeling creatures with their faces hidden behind their hands and their backs bent, fingers reaching forward. Carefully, Astrid moves one. She barely registers the knock at the door, or the creak as it opens.
"I passed a riot in the Lantern Ward,"
says the guest, his eyes narrowing. "There's the truth, Lord Brackus. Thank you for joining me. Shut the door, would you? There are things I'd rather not see this evening." Lord Brackus enters and shuts the door. He is dressed in black wool trimmed with dark fox fur, heavy enough for northern winters. His gloves are tucked into his belt beside a long dagger with a plain iron pommel. Brackus has the broad shoulders of an old soldier. His beard has gone silver years ago, though his eyes remain hard and sharp beneath heavy brows.
"I didn't see any servants."
"Indeed," Astrid responds. "More importantly, Lunadine survives another evening. A miracle worthy of song." Brackus removes neither cloak nor dagger.
"The singers will save their voices for your funeral, if the violence worsens."
"Then we must not disappoint them." Astrid gestures lazily towards the fire. Brackus approaches the chessboard instead, his gaze lingering on the kneeling pawns.
"Disturbing little creatures."
"I find them honest."
"They look frightened."
"Everyone's frightened at one time or another," Astrid replies. That draws the ghost of a smile from Brackus. He takes the seat opposite her without invitation. Outside, thunder rolls low over the city. There is another few moments of silence as Brackus studies the board.
"You're losing."
Astrid shrugs, nearly spilling her goblet of wine. "Am I?"
"Your eastern flank is collapsing. Your queen is overextended. Half your pawns are already dead."
"That is the point of pawns, no?" Brackus reaches forward and lifts one of the kneeling pieces between his thick fingers.
"They crawl very convincingly."
"They were carved specifically for me by an old friend. The sculptor had a very keen eye for detail. He had a keen eye for many things. That may be why he betrayed me. They all betray me in the end. It is a sadness we must all bear."
"If you say so,"
Brackus says, returning the piece to the board.
"I did not ride from Dagford to discuss your old friends."
"No, you rode because the north smells weakness in Lunadine."
"The north smells opportunity."
Astrid laughs quietly at that. "At least you are truthful. Most men wrap ambition in prayer first."
"Your messenger spoke of unrest, of failing bounders, of guilds refusing taxes."
Whispers are dangerous things.
"They become armies if ignored long enough."
"And have you come to save me?"
"I have come,"
Brackus says,
"to determine whether you're worth saving."
The fire crackles between them. Astrid studies him over the rim of her cup. She had heard men describe Lord Brackus as ruthless, but ruthlessness was common among lords. What made him feared was patience. "You already know the answer," she says.
"Do I?"
"You would not have crossed half of Alphon merely to watch Lunadine burn. If the capital falls into chaos, trade dies beside it. Northern steel stops moving south. Grain prices collapse. Your bannermen grow restless. Brachus nods once.
You understand the board.
I helped build the board.
And now the people hate you. How ungrateful of them.
The people hate weather. It arrives all the same. They are preparing revolt.
They're preparing theatre. Revolt requires leadership.
Brachus corrects.
Lunadine has anger. But anger is a dull blade unless somebody sharpens it. And if somebody does?
Astrid finally moves another chess piece. A sepulchre slides silently across ivory squares. Then I remove them. Brachus watches carefully.
You speak with confidence for a woman sitting on top of dry timber with a candle in hand.
Outside the noises roar. A distant roar. Hundreds of voices, perhaps more. Brachus glances towards the window.
How long before the streets truly break?
Astrid considers the question. Days at most. Less if someone clever begins feeding them hope.
And are there clever people in Lunadine?
A few. Most are dead. That earns a low grunt from Brachus.
Up north, they'd call you dangerous,
He says.
an heretic, the Emperor's secret witch. I assume it was vanity.
No, says Astrid. Vanity is louder. He reaches towards the chessboard and moves one of the kneeling pawns forward a single square.
A sacrifice.
All leadership is sacrifice. Astrid tilts her head slightly. You are a smart man, Brachus, but you do not see the whole board yet. But you will. He rises and wanders towards the fire, hands clasped behind his back.
If Dagford commits soldiers to Lunadine, I suspect I will find myself in control of the board in no time.
Of course. He looks at her, surprised.
And even though you understand this, you still call for my aid?
I do,
Why?
because those are my orders, and I have always followed orders.
You require strength you no longer possess.
He continues, ignoring her response.
I require influence closer to the capital. We can dress the arrangements in whatever pretty language you like afterwards.
Astrid stands, moving slowly around the chessboard, stopping beside him. Lunadine is not Dagford. You cannot glare at it until it obeys.
And yet, it would obey me sooner if it obeys frightened merchants and painted councillors.
That is because you understand fear.
I understand survival.
Their eyes hold. Two predators measuring distance. At last, Astrid steps away and returns to the chessboard. She picks up one of the kneeling pawns and rolls it thoughtfully between her slender fingers. The people believe they are on the edge of change. That is a dangerous moment.
And what do you intend to do with them?
Astrid sets the pawn down beside the king. What everyone in power does, she says. Convince them the cage was their idea. Outside, somewhere deep in Lunadine, the shouting begins again. Louder this time. Lord Brachus listens to it in silence, then smiles.
Very well. Let's discuss terms.
Soon, Astrid replies. We are still waiting on our third, and she should be joining us right about now. The fire dims suddenly, not extinguished or smothered. The room grows heavy, thick with feeling of unseen pressure. The shadows along the ceiling begin moving strangely, stretching where they should not stretch. Astrid does not react, which tells Brachus enough to remain still. A soft humming drifts through the room. A woman's voice, singing, poorly, as if she can't remember the song. The darkness beside the bookshelves thickens like spilled ink. It gathers itself slowly, turning liquid black before peeling open down the middle. Something steps through. A woman in a dark coat stained at the cuffs with ash and rainwater. Her hair hangs in tangled black curls around pale features. Her eyes gleam fever bright in the candlelight. And then she smiles. Drusilla, it seems, smiles at nothing. Oh, she whispers. This room has sharp teeth. And my dearest Astrid, you have a shiny new friend. Welcome one and all to Dice Company Small Embers chapter 103, where a group of friends weave tales of triumph, heroism and despair under the guise of playing Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Tom, and I'll be your DM for the continuing adventures of the Order of the Heron. Order of the Heron! Introduce yourselves and tell us one fun fact about your characters.
No, I don't like Warden Erickson.
I was doing the Count from Sesame Street.
After he killed Augustus, he went 1,
2,
God, puts the whole thing in a new light.
There it is. I've completely ruined another part of Frost Hollow. I've jumped on the bandwagon now.
Jump on the hogmail bandwagon.
Hi, I'm Harry, and I play Tok, an imposing 6'8" automaton.
Way!
Way!
Just awful.
Well, hey.
Old Tick was wise, perhaps wiser than Tok realised. The lessons from his varied masters, Squirrel, Engram, Snorri, Sturluson, their lessons could easily have been given by Tick, at least superficially. The greater lessons may have been learnt without Tok realising. Perhaps a lesson Tick learnt himself from his raising of Toron. Tok intends to follow his example, though. Maybe an extended stay with Petron would be good for little Tick back at Sanctuary. There are possibly other teachers of moral lessons, far from the dangers inherent to the Sterling.
Are you benching little Tick?
He's still with us at the moment. There's a big fight coming up, though.
Moment. Is this part of the plan?
The work must continue.
The work must continue. What a great line. So ominous. Some would say imposing.
Way! Oh, it's late on the first one and the only one on the second one. How depressing.
Ahoy there, I'm Dave, and I play Benny Quez. Last week, you may recall that my fact was about Benny's companions on his travels.
I do recall that.
Barely.
I'm glad to hear it.
Dimly in the haze.
But never far from his mind is the companion who no longer travels with him. The goodest boy, Lenny the dog. And questions remain. Who or what was Lenny, really, after all? And is he dead after he sort of popped out of existence? Will he ever see the glorious Lenny the dog again? Who can say? Maybe the DM, but who can say?
We need to keep the
DM
silence
killed my
going until Dom gives us the answer.
Bittersweet, Dom.
No comment?
Just killed my dog. Just that's it.
Well,
No comment.
I mean, I didn't kill your dog. Morven did.
I think you did.
The world did.
The world did. The world acting through Morven slaughtered your puppy.
Yeah, we should have been more suspicious of that guy, shouldn't we?
I like him.
Well, that's because, you and dogs, as we learned from Dark Star.
Yeah. You don't like animals, do you, Al?
No.
It's okay.
Yeah, simpatico with
Exactly.
Morven.
Me and Morven, yes. Me and pets, no. Any other questions? Or is this press conference over?
Thank you, Prime Minister. Next.
Think if you ever stun a press conference into silence?
Okay, well,
it's
having
over.
done that, I'll say, hi, I'm Alex, and I'm playing Seek Sorrow. And the first thing that was ever said about Seek Sorrow is that he was a right wee porker, which is how the midwife who delivered him described the newly born Seek Sorrow. Now, it's a short and not very interesting fact. The reason I bring it up is because it is true in my own actual case.
That's how you were described.
Yep, I was born, and the Scottish nurse described me as a right wee porker.
But
So literally the first thing that was ever said about me. Maybe they said I was a boy first, I don't know.
there's nothing
It's a
of you.
porker.
You're waif-like. What
I
happened?
was a big bairn.
Ali, I've gone Scottish myself. Fuck Ali! Alex hasn't actually grown in size. He's just constantly reconstituted.
Yeah.
He's just same mass. Now an adult.
Just more refined.
Exactly. My head has got smaller relative to my body, but that's all that's happened. I was a 10-pound baby. I guess Seek Sorrow was too. Otherwise, that fact wouldn't make any sense.
Hi, I'm Charlie, and I play Vander Finnick. True appreciation of soup extends beyond the bowl itself.
Jesus Christ.
But one cannot claim to fully understand soup until they have understood soup's oldest and most loyal ally, bread. Nature's natural soup sponge. Bread exists for the singular purpose of carrying broth safely and with dignity into ready and waiting gums. If bread remains crusty after it meeting soup, do not question the bread, friends. Question the strength of the soup you selected to break it.
I'm just going to say that you are natural. You are nature's natural soup sponge.
Soup's greatest ally.
I also might be the purveyor of the most soup-related facts that's ever listed. Well, I mean, are they facts? Can we really say that?
You think soup is your ally, but I was born in it. Molded by it.
Rapid fire housekeeping. Don't forget to follow us on Blue Sky, TikTok and YouTube. Come join us at the official Dice Company Discord server, the Dice Cord, the greatest TTRPG server in the entire world. Check out our other shows, The Tales of Kalevala, audio dramas set in Alessia, one-shot stories where we try our hands at other game systems like Kids on Bikes and Call of Cthulhu, and Darkstar, the galaxy's local service provider, a mothership actual play. Please leave us 5-star reviews on all of them, on any platform you use, as it helps us reach new people. Finally, don't forget to sign up to our Patreon for early access of episodes and our companion show, Extra Roll. It really is the best way to enjoy the madness we produce. And please remember, all houses wherein people lived and died are haunted houses. Through the open doors, the harmless phantoms on their errands glide. So let's turn the page on the next chapter of Dice Company.
Oh, I like that one. But you didn't mention how we're going to reach people.
Previously on Dice Company. It is the 25th of Scattersow, 2 days before the spring Aquas, Tok's birthday, and 39 days away from the celestial equinox and the ritual of ascension. The Order of the Heron are in Lunadine, the last bastion of the Kalian Empire. Having reunited with old friend Betty Quez, they've made their way towards the townhouse of the final Shadow Vanguard, Astrid. On the way, they've radicalised a local drunk to blow up the records office, the Ink Court, knocked out the chief clerk and disguised themselves as him and his accomplice, the automaton, Brother Cadogan. With the city on the verge of uprising, the gangs stand before the townhouse, as in the distance, a storm rolls in. Seek Sorrow, disguised as Brother Cadogan, and Benny, disguised as Chief Clerk Elrin Vale. Before you, 4 stories of cold, soot-stained stone, tall, narrow windows and high, peaked roofs form a picture of austere, chilling grandeur. Midway up, a narrow balcony juts out from the 3rd floor, offering a grim perch from which to survey the surrounding grounds. The centerpiece of this imposing facade is the portico, a stone arch standing sentinel before the house's oaken doors. A wrought iron gate fills this arch, its rusty hinges creaking as it sways in the wind. On the other side of the gate, oil lamps hang from chains, their light dim and flickering, casting a sickly glow that barely pierces the surrounding fog. Beyond the gate, a set of sturdy oaken doors stand closed, framed by the gate and the lamps. The doors are old and weathered, their wood darkened by time, but they stand strong and proud, an unwelcome entrance to the house beyond. A gust of wind sweeps past you, carrying with it a whisper of cold dread that sends shivers down both your spines. What would you like to do?
Well, I think we're advancing towards the door.
And towards the 2 bounders that stand either side.
Yeah, looking businesslike and purposeful.
As you get closer, the bounders haven't been paying you any attention until you get within around 6 feet. And then one of them looks up holding a mug, which has heat rising out of it.
I thought you were going to say world's best dad written on it.
Evening. Nibs, please.
Good evening. I'm Chief Clerk Elrin Vale, and this is Brother Cadigan.
Oh, first timers, eh?
That's correct.
It says here that you're here to drop off some documents, is that right?
As you can see, and I lift up the files that I've been carrying under my arm.
You notice the second bounder, who's much younger than the portly man who stands before you, leans in and says, "We can't just let him go in there." "Shush you!" "Right. I think I'm going to give you a little bit of help. The kind of help I wish I'd been given the first time, all right?"
I look at him quizzically, in the way a minor official might look at someone who wasn't sure what was going on.
"Don't give me a look like that. Don't worry. You'll be appreciative of the advice I'm about to give you, okay?
Very well.
At the moment, her ladyship is in her study on the top floor. She's entertaining Lord Brackus of Dackford. He's a big burly fella. He's got a lot of clout in the north. Now, Lady Astrid spends most of her time in the study. Normally, she doesn't want any interruptions, but you've shown me the book that you're going to give her. It's something to do with titles and tithes, isn't it?
That's correct, yes.
Excellent. She wants it placed on the small table on the top floor. She definitely doesn't want to see you, though. Okay?
Small table, top floor. Understood.
And here's a little bit of gentle advice for you. If you hear her coming, you're best to follow these rules. First rule is, I would hide if I were you. You know, just wait for her to leave, do what it is she's doing, and then continue on to where you're going, just if she decides to leave her study, all right? You don't want to get in her way.
Very well, yes. She doesn't want to see minor public servants. Understandable.
I don't think it's to do with your station. I'm sure she respects the honourable work that you do. I just don't think she likes to see anyone, really.
Very well.
The second rule, I wouldn't go into the basement or the attic. She's made it clear in the past that her protection isn't supposed to go into these places, and we follow those orders, and I think it would probably be a good idea if visitors like you did as well.
Well, certainly I shall be visiting the top floor, going to the small table and placing the books upon them. I don't see why I would be considering the basement or the attic in my travels.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit.
Quite.
The third rule, whatever it is you think that you see or hear in there, you didn't. Understand?
No.
Oh, he speaks.
I think what he means is no, but yes, in that we don't really understand, but we appreciate it's none of our concern to understand.
He's got an interesting way of expressing himself, hasn't he?
Well, automatons, you know.
Got his brains scrambled. I understand. Anyway, in this house, right, nothing happens. We don't talk about anything that happens, and it'll probably be best if you didn't either. If you need to pick me up afterwards, and you might well do, you can go see Dr. Wim and have a chat, or maybe just go to Alice's bar for a drink, you know. But just don't mention anything you see. Okay?
Very well. Thank you, I suppose, for your advice.
You're more than welcome. Don't worry about your safety while you're in there. You know, people trying to get in or anything like that. I mean, who'd be stupid enough to try and go into the most dangerous house in the continent? Am I right?
Well, it would be a fool, wouldn't it, who would attempt to infiltrate such a place?
Exactly. Well, you've got your instructions, so just remember them, follow the rules, and when you've left, you can go drown your, well, whatever it is you have to drown, just to get through it. Make sure you leave out the back as well.
Very well. Thank you. Brother Cadigan, shall we?
Yes.
There he is again, eh? Quite a poet. Anyway.
The chats we have, you can only imagine.
And he raises an eyebrow, pulls out a thick set of keys, twists in the lock, and with a creak he opens the door. In you pop.
I tip my hat to him. So, good evening. And I'm on my way in.
Yeah, and Brother Cadigan follows.
You enter the house. You're in a very small corridor. Hanging on the south wall is a shield emblazoned with a coat of arms, which is a stylized golden windmill on a red field. It's flanked by framed portraits of stony-faced aristocrats, long-dead members of Astrid's family, no doubt. In front of you, mahogany-framed double doors lead from the foyer, where you are, into the next area. The doors are set with panes of stained glass. What would you like to do?
In any particular pattern or just a regular stained glass?
On the left-hand door is the stained glass of a sunrise, and on the right-hand door of a sunset.
Is there any sign of any movement behind the stained glass?
You see a shadow move from left to right. You can give me a perception check if you'd like some more info.
That is 21.
The shadow was moving at speed, and as you pay attention, you can hear the patter of feet. These are small feet, a child's feet.
So I'm going to turn to Seek Sorrow / Brother Cadigan and whisper, "It strikes me that there's a path that we're expected to travel along. And while we remain on that path, we should be more or less safe. There's no reason to stray from it until we reach the study."
Yeah, I think that's right, Benny. Am I supposed to use my robot voice because you're still doing your posh delivery scroll guy voice?
Yes, it's called remaining in character, Seek Sorrow.
I find that to be acceptable.
Very good. And I'm going to push open the doors.
Which open with a creak. Beyond you is the main entrance hall. It is a wide hall that seems to run the width of the house, has a black marble fireplace at one end, and a sweeping red marble staircase at the other end. Mounted on the wall above the fireplace is a long sword with a windmill cameo worked into the hilt. The wood-panelled walls are ornately sculpted with images of vines, flowers, nymphs, and satyrs.
Any sign of the thing that was doing the footsteps?
Could be a magical.
There is no signs of life in here.
So I think Seeksara is going to kind of walk on Benny's shoulder, kind of just behind, because it feels like the automaton probably should do that. They seem to be normally sort of flanking like a helper. So he'll just follow in Benny's wake, basically.
Can the people in the bag see and hear us?
Yep. It can see through the periscope and can hear you, but it's like a bit muffled.
Okay, so we could communicate if you had things you wanted to say.
In fact, you might faintly hear Tok say to Vanda, "Vanda, do you suspect illusion?"
I always suspect illusion, Tok. So yes.
I wonder if the symbolism is meaningful. We've seen the rising and setting sun, the windmill. Wonder what this means, if it has any particular relevance.
It possibly means the longsword is magical.
Could we investigate that potential? Like maybe an arcana check?
You can give me an arcana check if you'd like to check for the sword's magical properties.
18.
As far as you can tell, this is a non-magical weapon.
Excuse me, my back hurts anyway.
And Vanda kind of hobbles out of the cloak.
Much better. Let me see this sword.
Oh, I see we're abandoning our cover, are we?
Just for a moment, I was interested to see it in the flesh. Also, I've changed a little since we last met properly, Benny.
And Vanda casts Identify on the sword.
Oh. That is Elrin Vale, I'll thank you to remember.
Of course. Very Stanislavskian of you.
I don't know who that is. I believe you're doing metagaming of some sort.
Metagaming!
We've fallen back into the Stroganoff.
I'd argue that the chalk flew on his comment, not mine, but...
I'm just yelling it out there at both of you. So, Vanda, you have cast Identify on the sword that is above the fireplace.
I certainly have.
Excellent. So you reach up, you touch it. It is a non-magical sword.
Says Vanda, his eyes closing.
I see. Most difficult.
And his hands suddenly move in a blur of motion. A complex series of patterns unfold.
I have removed the curse from this artifact, and you are now safe. I will return to where I was.
Do you honestly believe I can't step into a house and recognize things of value immediately? Good grief.
I can't tell whether I'm talking to Benny or a minor officious so-and-so. It's often a blurred line.
Shall we press on?
Of course.
And Vanda creeps back into the cloak.
Tok will reapply the gelatinous bubble that's around your face.
I don't like this bubble.
Says Vanda, taking a seat in the void.
What do you think?
To the north of the room that you're in is an open cupboard. Within that cupboard, you can see a series of black cloaks and one top hat with a very ornate-looking cane. The cane had a silver wolf's head on the top.
I'm going to step forward towards this closet and say, in a voice not loud enough to really be heard, I say, hello, was there movement there? Did I see someone? Hello? And step to the closet and then just quickly rifle through all the cloaks to see if there's any identifying papers or valuables, indeed.
Give me an investigation check, please.
18.
You find a completed tithe document in one of the pockets of one of the black cloaks. The name reads Lord Bracchus of Dagford.
So no real surprises there.
Vanda, from within the cloak, with the gelatinous mess over your face, as you watch in the closet as Benny is rummaging around in there, you hear a voice in the distance that calls out, Cyril, Cyril. You recognise the voice as that of Morticia Wesson.
A tension runs through Vanda as he hears the whisper. He shakes his head and then turns his head side to side as if he's trying to locate the direction from which the voice is sounding.
It's coming from the north.
Tok,
Yes, Vanda.
do you hear anything?
That is correct, Vanda.
I said, do you hear anything?
I can hear many things, Vanda. Be specific.
A voice calling my name.
Negative.
Troubling. I assume the house has played its first of many tricks.
Vanda raises his voice slightly so the whole group can hear him.
I hear a voice, boys. I don't trust it for a second, but we should be aware. The house has begun to do at least one of the things I believe the guardsmen were alluding to.
You refer to illusion, Vanda.
I do indeed, Tok. It is a trifle for now, though, just something to be aware of.
Very well.
Benny, you finish rifling through the closet?
Yep, but there's nothing of any great interest by the looks of it. Is that a door just past the closet as well?
It certainly is. There are two doors, one heading north and one heading east.
Was our plan to go straight to the top floor and instead we're going to conduct a robbery or a burglary of every room on the way?
Of course, it's the way.
I was just
This isn't
curious.
a train.
I'm happy to continue on upstairs.
That's right. I'm not. I don't have a view really.
Well, I think we decided that there was probably a safe-ish path. And seeing as we want to get to the... seeing as we want to get to Astrid, it makes sense to follow the moderately safe-ish path at this point until we've got a reason to diverge, I would suggest.
Unless there's a good reason why the basement and the attic are out of reach.
Well, I mean, we could split the party.
We have. Technically, half the party are in a different dimension.
I have a suggestion. I hear a voice calling me by my old name from the north. Now, I wouldn't usually recommend straying from the path, but I suspect that with each floor we climb, the danger grows. This is an opportunity to assess what we are facing while perhaps the danger remains less unfortunate than were we to encounter it later.
Incorrect, Vanda. You often suggest straying from the path.
It is the spice of life, Tok.
Very well. My only concern, I don't know why I'm continuing with this voice. My only concern is that we may alert people to our presence earlier than is necessary.
I may be of assistance, Benny. Insert your hands into the cloak.
Go on then.
Okay, right. Well, you can't see what's happening because obviously your hands have just disappeared into Seeksora's cloak. But you feel like a faint kind of like cold sensation, pins and needles for a second. And then as you withdraw your hands, you now have +5 to sleight of hand checks and checks to open locks. Vander, you just saw something horrible happen.
Good God.
I would like not to know.
Benny, there's something you must know about your hands. That was appalling.
Right, door to the north. Quick check for traps, obviously.
Go, give me a perception check, please.
15.
There are no traps that you can find.
I'm going to endeavour to open this door.
You enter into what is obviously the dining room. The centerpiece of this wood-panelled room is a carved mahogany table surrounded by 8 high-backed chairs with sculpted armrests and cushioned seats. A crystal chandelier hangs above the table, which is covered with resplendent silverware and crystalware polished to a dazzling shine. Mounted above the marble fireplace is a mahogany-framed painting of an alpine vale. The wall panelling is carved with elegant images of deer among trees. Red silk drapes cover the windows, and a tapestry depicting hunting dogs and horse-mounted aristocrats chasing after a wolf hangs from an iron rod bolted to the south wall.
Where is everybody, I wonder?
It's like Vander's dad's house, this.
Been to Vander's dad's house? Good grief. I can only imagine.
We stole a vast quantity of gold.
Oh, I'm rather sorry I missed it in that case.
Yes, says Seeksar, remembering that he's supposed to be doing the robot voice.
These murals there's something odd about them. Maybe I could do some sort of check.
Of course you can. You can give me a perception check if you'd like to investigate them a little bit closer, or an investigation check, either or.
That's 16 on perception.
Benny, as you look closer, you can see that there are twisted faces carved into the tree trunks and wolves lurking amid the carved foliage.
Oh. I think I would just point this out to the others. Something rather wrong about this.
I would not want to eat lunch here. Also, I do not eat lunch.
It is not uncommon for artisans of a particular caliber to introduce additional themes into their artwork, Benny.
Yes, there's something rather uncanny about it.
Perhaps, though rather in keeping for a house of illusion, wouldn't you say?
Yes, very true. Very true.
Seeksar, roll me a d20.
That would be a 5 on my d20.
As you're investigating the twisted faces that you can see carved onto the trees, one of them bears more than a passing resemblance to you, Benny.
To me?
To you.
More than a passing resemblance. How?
It's you, with longer hair than you currently have.
Oh. Ooh, we should open up the document, see if Astrid's related to Benny.
Bloody hell, that's me. Look at that. Look. 6 or... Oh, flustered look.
Brother Cadogan.
That's me, isn't it? Yeah, look. Not this me, obviously, but look. I'm not losing it, am I? I'm right, aren't I?
Yes. How are you here?
I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Vander said it was a house of illusion. Could it be an illusion?
Well, yeah, but you're up, so that implies the house knows that I'm coming, knows that I'm here, knows what I look like when I don't look like this.
I mentioned, Benny, that the house, or something within it, referred to me by my old name. I would suggest it is deep into our minds already.
That's not nice. I don't like that.
I would consider it an equal battle so far.
Well, let's crack on. I don't want to stay here longer than I need to.
From outside, the grandfather clock bongs.
No point sticking around here, I reckon. Try the other door, maybe? I'm going to try the other door.
You have discovered the kitchen. It's tidy, with dishware, cookware and utensils neatly placed on shelves. A work table has a cutting board and a rolling pin atop it. A stone dome-shaped oven stands near the east wall, its bent iron stovepipe connecting to a hole in the ceiling. Behind the stove and to the left is a thin door which appears to lead to a pantry. As you peer through, you can see that the pantry is full of fresh food.
Does there appear to be any way through the back of the pantry, perhaps into a basement area?
You can certainly give me a quick investigation if you'd like to step into the pantry area.
20.
Behind the small door leading to the pantry, in the southwest corner of the kitchen, is a dumbwaiter, which is a 2-foot wide stone shaft containing a wooden elevator box attached to a simple rope and pulley mechanism. It must be operated manually, and the shaft connects upwards and downwards. There is enough room in there for one human.
What do you reckon, lads? Everybody in cloak and down we go?
I would suggest allowing my faithful partner in violence, Bellerophon, to investigate.
Oh, that's not a bad shout.
You hear the sound of suckers approaching. Let's see what's in the basement.
I love our version of go straight through the house to the top floor, which is go into every room and then go down to the basement.
We learnt our lessons.
This is us not saying, running away when the door says go away. So
Yeah.
this is perfect.
Well, that strategy never failed.
Okay, so you place Bellerophon into the dumbwaiter, pull the lever, and down he goes into the basement.
We've served lunch.
It is dark in the basement. Bellerophon is transmitting to you details of the moisture and the muskiness of it. He can't see much further than about 10 feet in front of him, but he continues on. There is one obvious exit from the room in which he finds himself, and stood in that exit is a woman dressed in a white dress. She is holding a dog. Vander, you recognise the dog as Lenny.
No! And what details have I got of the woman?
The woman is very pale. She has pale blonde hair, which is long. It looks wet. It's difficult from the distance that you're at to make out details on her face, however.
She has a face, though.
Certainly looks like she's got a face.
I really don't like the
Possible
bakery.
face.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm not going to go any closer. I'm going to get Bellerophon back out of there, I think, unless there's anything else I can see, obviously.
No, that's all you can see from there.
Okay, so Bellerophon keep, on stealth mode, so suckers down right at the down low. He's going to creep back to the dumbwaiter.
Pull the rope and pulley, and up he comes.
Vander steps out of the cloak to stand in front of Benny, and with Bellerophon's suckers happily trundling up his arm and back onto his shoulder.
Benny, I have some news of what Bellerophon saw below. Before I tell you, though, I reiterate, this house is filled with illusions. Illusions, Benny. Illusions. Benny, illusions.
Is it full of illusions, Vander?
Correct, Benny. I knew you could be taught. Now, bearing that salient fact in mind, I will now relay what Bellerophon observed. A blonde lady is ensconced in the basement. Terrifying in the darkness, of course, as we probably should have expected. But, interestingly, in her arms is a dog. None other than the likeness of Lenny.
Lenny?
Or an illusion, Benny.
Or Lenny?
We may not be fully understanding each other's points.
Well, no, I take your point, Vander, but we need to check, don't we? We got to know it's an illusion. It might, I accept it might be an illusion. But if it's not an illusion, then Lenny's down in the basement. We've got to go get him, haven't we?
I understand your attachment to Lenny, but consider this. Given that we personally observed Lenny's gruesome death in the library at the Citadel, what do you calculate the odds are that he spontaneously birthed back into this plane of existence and found his way into the basement?
I think, Vander, the main point here is you forget that I know you well enough that if you didn't want to go down in the cellar and see if it were Lenny, then you simply wouldn't have told me about it. So can we just skip to the bit where we go down cellar, please?
Intriguing. I am reevaluating our trust dynamic.
The dumbwaiter begins to shake and then suddenly is sucked below. and you hear a smash as wood splinters.
Ooh, what happened there?
Seeksaro sticks his head into the shaft and looks upwards. Is there someone up there with a big pair of scissors?
Jesus.
Harry, roll me a d20, please.
16.
Tok, while this is all happening, you hear to the south the following muffled statement.
Tok, where are you?
You recognise the voice as that of Averos.
Tok is going to use a sending stone to reply with, currently in Lunadine. Do you need assistance?
The sending spell on the sending stone fails.
I suggest whatever we do it quickly. I'm for going up.
I'm for finding out if it's really Lenny.
Even after you saw your own face in the painting, and despite the statistically improbable chance of it really being Lenny, and despite my having heard Morticia's voice.
But why would it show you, Lenny? It don't make any sense.
The house is penetrating our minds, Benny. It stands to reason it will put one fact to another person. Is that not just an illusion played through another angle?
No?
Illusions, Benny!
Quick look, straight out.
I see.
Says Vander, looking like he's met a conversational brick wall.
I would prepare yourselves for an unpleasant surprise.
And then he touches Benny on the shoulder and mutters some words, but they're incomprehensible.
So, we're all agreed. Cellar. I reckon everyone hop in cloak then.
Okay, as you do, Tok will provide like a gelatinous bubble that will go over your mouth as you go into the cloak. And into your mouth is entirely correct. It kind of really goes down into your lungs. And
I mean, I'm not going in the cloak. I'm going to put the cloak on.
someone needs to wear it, that's true. Just part of being an automaton.
Exactly. Shoved in a cloak and carried into danger by idiots.
I'm going to lean into the shaft, and I assume I can see the bottom and the exit.
You can see the shattered dumbwaiter down there.
So I'm going to do I assume I can do this. I'm going to do a vertical misty step down to the entryway from the basement.
Yeah.
A misty fall.
In the cloak, Vander says,
Ready yourself, boys.
What, Vander?
An attack on your person and your mind simultaneously, if I'm any judge.
Very well, Vander. Drink this. Tok will offer a small vial of liquid to Seeksoro and Vander, and actually another one for Benny.
I don't suppose it's creme de menthe flavoured.
You guessed correctly, Vander. And Tok will have one himself.
And so, at a sniff, does it smell like creme de menthe?
Yes.
it gets downed.
All right, fuck it. Seeksaro will drink it. I was thinking it was going to be dog saliva or something, but...
It is derived from it.
Oh, fuck off.
So you will have, if you drank it, Intellect Fortress cast upon you. You have advantage on all mental saves for 1 hour.
Lovely. So presumably we're at the bottom and you've all stepped out now. And we've all just done shots.
Yep.
Oh, God. We've got very low visibility.
I can literally see you three and a wall. Well, I've got a torch in my supplies.
Show the enemy where we are.
Yep. And Seeksaro's afraid of the dark. So Seeksaro is going to use his tinderbox to light his torch.
Which illuminates the room in which you're in.
Well, hey.
As you look around, you can see that the room contains a plain wooden table flanked by long benches. There appear to be mouldy humanoid bones lying strewn on the dirt floor.
Why did Bellerophon not mention this?
He didn't see them.
What Bellerophon finds salient to describe bears some, well, forbearance.
In the middle of the south wall is a darkened alcove. Stood in the alcove is a woman in a white dress with long blonde hair. She is holding a chinchilla. She looks at you and begins to step away into the alcove.
Vanda, can Bellerophon not tell the difference between a dog and a chinchilla?
I'm sorry, Benny. Is your plan going astray? Did the plan based on illusions turn out to be built on shifting sands?
And so Seekthera goes, "Excuse me," like as if maybe she hasn't noticed us. To kind of just trying to attract her attention.
Do I have to still pretend to be a robot, lads?
I sense we're in grave danger, and pretense may take a back seat to outright defense, but we're here now. Calmly does it, boys.
Alright, Seekthera starts running after the woman who's disappearing into the alcove.
Calmly does it.
Well, I get to a crossroads. Which way has she gone?
You couldn't tell. She moved round the corner after you called out to her. You cannot see her to the east or west. There's also a path south.
So I stop here and call back.
I can't see her, lads. She's disappeared.
Then you hear it. Coming from the west but moving closer is a scream. An otherworldly scream of pure terror, rage. It's moving towards you at speed. And we'll end it there.
Hey.
You've been listening to Dice Company's Small Embers, starring Alex Morrison as Sixaro, Dave Windust as Benny Quez, Charlie Blackadder as Vander Finnick, and Harry King as Talk, with Tom Patrick as your Dungeon Master.
Barnacle here. The humans of Dice Company would like to thank the following sweethearts for their support. Fox, J, Hilda von Greenhorn, M, Corey Mack, Dave Patterson Boy Genius, Sepulchre Stennet, Marky B, Jenny the War Camel, Stephen Sikora, Mickey Arnold, Happy Daddy Scotty, Tika, Rabbi Camel, Team #Stay Toxic, Parth Pursuit, Paris Picard, Shovels, Queenie, and an extra special thanks to our Council of the Rojan members, the Red Right Hand, Shelby Cat, purveyor of exceptional dice, SJ Phiotics, Zeus Legion, Richard Ungamus, Mama Strange, the Tabletop Astronomer, and Chris from North London.
It used to be a national thing. And like in my mind, the 11 plus is something that was done away with in the late kind of 80s.
Yeah, like my dad did the 11 plus.
Yeah, but like
It's like I've got fucking O levels, you bastards.
Yeah, I did the 11 plus, and I'm younger than you all by years.
Do you have a scroll that says you were a 9th level shaman?
It's also the only exam I've ever failed.
Did you study the works of Galen in biology?
Hi, I'm Harry, and I play Tok, a 6'8" automaton.
Whoa,
I forgot.
Whoa. I don't know whether to celebrate.
I'm going to restart that. I don't know how to.
Yeah, we can get a good cheer in. Do it.
Yeah.
Vander stiffens.
Maybe rephrase that one.
Vander, is that a chinchilla in your pocket?
Metagaming.
The icon for the oven looks a lot like a toilet.
Yeah, I thought it's gone to the downstairs bathroom.
Yeah. You've discovered the toilet.
Do not eat food from the toilet oven.
Lore.
Thanks for listening. Please consider supporting Dice Company on Patreon, where for the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to a whole other show, Extra Roll, as well as an ad-free listening experience. The Dice Company Discord server, along with our socials, can be found on our link tree in the show notes. If you enjoyed this chapter, please like and subscribe, And don't forget to recommend us to your friends. If you didn't like it, recommend us to your enemies. And we'll see you next time on Dice Company.